Welcome to Settle the Score, the program with the answers to those driving dilemmas and motoring myths. This week, we're back at the kart track in the ultimate showdown between man and woman. We set a driving challenge on the UK's steepest cobbled street. We discover what treasure can be found down at the Scrapheap. And Alistair Weaver is back, this time with a world record attempt with donuts. So, let's settle some scores.
I'm going to have a word with the boss, hope some overtime in. Jane's after a new car, not your normal runaround, top of the range sports this time.
Yeah, fair enough, fair enough.
Worries me though, because she has problem with that little car she's driving now. And a bit of power with her. Could struggle, could struggle.
Well, there'll be no problem for Jane, like. Any woman can cope with the extra power of a sports car, do you not think? No,
it's a man's thing, isn't it? Big, powerful car, it's a man's big toy, isn't it?
Oh, you're behind your times. I mean, times have changed now. Yeah, they have. You could see a woman Formula 1 championship.
Oh, that'll be the day. Women can't be better drivers. Men are definitely the better drivers. They're more courteous. They always give way. Women sit there doing the lipstick, doing the makeup.
Come on. Everybody knows a woman can do many things at once. Men are too bothered, but we've got too many things in our mind. A woman, she can just concentrate on driving.
Actually, you have a point. They might be better. They can do all that and still see the traffic light change into green. They could be better than us, but no, men for me, without being to my sexiest self, definitely going to be the better driver.
Well, I would even put money on the woman.
You would? You put money on anything?
Well, you know, I'd always go for a woman.
Yes, all right, then. I'm going to go for the man then.
Well, I've had doubts about you in the past.
It's that small box.
I don't want you touching my hand if that's your kind of attitude.
I'm going back in this moment.
Well, it's anxious moments as you join us trackside at the world-famous Settle the Score racecourse. Let's just have a quick look at the contestants. Well, there's Claire Thompson firstly. She's 22, a girl, and claims to like Formula 1. But what marvellous spirit to come here today. Next up, Scott Man by name, but still much to prove. Scott says he hates traffic and won't be afraid to put his foot down today. Well, both drivers line up for the ultimate handicap stakes. It's boy versus girl, both waiting eagerly. It's red to green, they're off. And oh my word, what an appalling start for Scott Man. It's hard to say whether it's an act of gentlemanly generosity or the hallmark of a bungling buffoon. I'm tempted to say it's the latter as they go into the third corner. And just look at the way she's taking it, absolutely steaming ahead on the track there. Just behind Scott's view, still chasing. Look at that, he's miles off. And in car with Scott and Claire is nowhere to be seen, but there she is, tearing round. Immense concentration from the young lady. Scott, all the work in the world to do. And the pressure's on as we're back in car with Scott. He's really got to hammer it home now. Oh my word, it looks as if he's making some ground. He is, he's going to make an attempt on the inside, but no. Backdoor denied from Claire there. And great effort there from Scott Man, but he's going to have to do a lot more than that if he's going to take this race. He must concentrate. Just over one lap to go now. All important, we must settle this score. What's going on with Scott here? Oh my word, he scrubbed the wheels. A complete lack of concentration there. He's making a mockery of the modern day man. He's picking up quickly, but surely he can't recover from such a desperate position. The final hour literally now awaits. Scott through one of the final corners. He's got to catch up, but look at Claire way out in front there. And I don't know why he's looking behind. She's miles ahead. Final corner now. Claire is going to take it. Valiant winner. Scott, great loser, but still a loser. And finally, we can consider the score settled. It's a victory for the fairer sex.
I tell you, that bet was as safe as our car park.
Aye, when you're right, you're right.
And now here's one for you. How many cars are produced worldwide each year? Is it A, 5 million, B, 50 million, or C, 500 million? What do you think? Well, the answer is actually B. 50 million cars are produced worldwide each year. Now, let's settle another score.
Look, Neville, you missed a bit.
What are you talking about? That's perfectly clean.
Put that back in that water. I'm not eating my dinner or something that dirty.
There's nothing wrong with whitewashing up. I mean, you know, I'm a very clean individual. I mean, just look at my car out there. She's beautiful, isn't she?
It's a wonder it is. Still needs a woman to touch, though.
Don't give me none of that. I mean, you women might be all right at your domestic cleaning. When it comes down to, you know, automobiles, I mean, that's a man's domain, isn't it?
You're saying a woman can't clean a car?
I'm not saying a woman can't clean a car. I'm stating a woman can't clean a car.
Sounds like a challenge. Right, big man. What says you that a man can clean a car better than a woman?
Well, that week's washing up.
Got yourself a deal.
Welcome to Wash Out, the game show where you can either wash up or wash out. So let's meet the contestants. On the left is Michelle. She's an aggressive cleaner who shows no mercy to the sponge. She'll have to be careful not to take the paint off. On the right is Ken. He sees the sponge as an extension of his arm. This man is quick on the draw. As you can see, the driver of this Corolla has been less than careful around his car. And the challenge for contestants is to see who can get their side the cleanest. 1 minute on the clock, please, and they're off. Now let's bring in our independent judge to inspect the cleaning. He's being very vigilant. Oh dear, bit of dirt still on Ken's side. Time to pick a winner, and our judge has gone for Michelle, and Ken doesn't look very happy. But all's fair in soap and war. Sorry, Robin, but it's a week's washing up for you. And now, here's a quick one for you to think about over the break. How often are cars stolen in the USA? Is it A, every 2 seconds, B, every 2 minutes, or C, every 2 days? What do you think? We'll give you the answer after the break in part 2 of Settle the Score. We set a driving challenge on the UK's steepest cobbled street. We discover what treasure can be found down at the Scrapheap. And Alistair Weaver is back, this time with a world record attempt with donuts. Welcome back to Settle the Score. This was the question we asked you before the break. How often are cars stolen in the USA? The answer is B, every 2 minutes. Now, let's settle another score.
Stu, I took your advice the other day. I didn't buy it new. I went to a Scrapheap for a window.
All right.
Yeah.
How'd you get on?
Got it. Cost me £1.
Excellent.
What do you reckon is the most commonly sought after part in a breaker's yard?
Bumpers.
Nah. I think light casings. Taking the bet?
I think I will.
We shall see.
This is a family-operated salvage business. It's been going for 25 years now. I've been involved for 16 years. What we do is we recover salvage vehicles off the insurance companies and bring them to our site here. Also, we recover vehicles for customers that are end-of-life vehicles. All the vehicles here are stored on site to resale the second-hand parts off them. Once they've been disposed of and we've sold all the parts, the vehicles are then put through our system and crushed and go off to be recycled. The vehicles are all here in racks. This is how we store them until the customers have purchased all the parts off them, and then we will crush them and put them dispose of them.
We sell quite a lot of these engines to a lot of the Volkswagen sport companies. There's a Dub Sport company just down the road, and they actually made one of these cars into a twin engine conversion. We put one of these engines in the front and also one in the rear, and it was a good car.
We've had requests where somebody will have left a dog in the car at the supermarket and they'll have eaten all the seat belts and the seats. We've had requests like that. We've had it where a next door neighbour's poured something over the car and damaged some of the fluids, all kinds of arguments like that. All parts are popular, but the biggest item that we do get asked for the most is the engines in the vehicles. They're the ones that we get asked for most of the time, most frequently as well.
Hey, the lady.
Last year, which was the most popular car colour in the USA and Canada? Was it A, red, B, white, C, silver? Well, if you're guessing red, that's right for the UK, but in North America they love silver. Silver cars account for about 20% of stateside cars, according to a survey from an auto paint manufacturer.
Hey, steady on, mate. You walk as bad as you drive.
What are you talking about? I'm a great driver. Anyway, it's not me, it's the terrain.
What are you talking about, the terrain? Any great driver can drive in any terrain and not spill a drop.
What? Don't be daft. If you're driving along a cobbled street, you're going to spill it everywhere. Unless you're a waiter, I suppose.
Waiters? You're off your head, you. Since when have you seen a waiter serve from a car?
It's the principle. Waiters carry their trays upright.
Give me a workman any day.
What?
Well, look, a workman work in any terrain, don't they? And they never spill a drop.
I don't understand your logic, but if you're willing to waste a bet, you're on.
Done.
You have been.
Jutland Street, Manchester. This is the UK's steepest cobbled street. Absolutely, no ball. Well, actually, we do have a ball, and as you see, it's the perfect venue for our Settle the Score driving challenge. Who is the smoothest driver when the passenger has a tray of drinks? Well, let's meet our contestants. Meet Wendy, the wonderful waitress. If anyone can keep things steady when things get rocky, she's the one. But if she's good with a tray, can she be a smooth driver when the passenger has the tray? Let's meet who she's up against. Meet George, the workman. All clumsy and all thumbs, surely. But let's hope the vibrations from his pneumatic drill haven't shaken away his steady hand. So, first up, here's Wendy behind the wheel. And actually, Wendy's quite a smooth driver. Only a few drops spilt. Just a bit of a soggy crotch, that's all really. So, let's swap them around and see if George is any good. So here's George, the workman, seeing how smooth a driver he is, as Wendy tries valiantly to hold on to her drinks, but it looks like they're spilling quite a lot. Oh dear. So there we are, quite a few empty cups at the end of that one. So, well done, Wendy. Who's victorious today? The smoothest driver in our highly scientific test. Well done, Will. Our waitress showed expert control on the cobbles. And now, here's one for you. Which production car in history has had the largest capacity engine? Is it A, the Pierce Arrow 666? Is it B, the Peerless 660? Or C, the 1918 Fagel? Well, the answer, it's a trick question. They all have a capacity of 13.5 litres. And now let's settle another score. And finally, on to our donut world record attempt.
Oh, yes.
What are you doing?
Trying to see how many of these I can eat in a minute.
What for?
The world record.
Not donuts, you donut. Donuts in a car. You know, put the throttle down, turn the steering wheel, how many spins you can do.
That's easy. I say 30 in a minute.
30? No. Not as easy as that, no way. More like 20.
I'll tell you what, do you like a bet?
What's the wager?
The rest of these donuts.
You're on.
Well, I'm glad you could join us for a new world record attempt. The tension's mounting. There's a tangible air of expectancy as Alistair Weaver psychs himself up for the challenge ahead. He's got just 1 minute to do as many donuts as possible in his Caterham 7.
Here we are at the Elvington Airfield in York, where we're going to attempt the donut world record. This is actually the first time anybody's attempted it, so we will be setting a new mark today. The rules are quite complex. We've actually had to draw out a circle, which is the radius is twice the length of the car. The car we're sitting in, as you can see, is a Caterham Superlight R500. So the radius of the circle is about 7 metres. And we're actually going to try and start the car donutting within the circle, which is going to be a little bit tricky. And then we've got 1 minute to do as many circles as we possibly can. So I hope the tyres held out, I hope the diffs held out, and well, let's give it a crack.
So, observing all safety precautions, let the first practice run begin. Remember, he's got to do as many donuts as possible in a minute within that measured circle. It's difficult, he's got to stay within that circle. But no, he's spun out. But it was just a practice. Let's go for it properly now. So let's count down. We're off for it properly this time. Ah, he's off again. Once more. And the minute begins. Start counting. Nope. Looks like he's going to have a bad day. One more attempt. 3, 2, 1. The minute starts. Remember, this is a world record attempt and something not attempted before. There's so much rubber smoke there, it's amazing Alistair could even see the circle. He's just hoping for the best, but the judges can see he's staying within the circle, so that's fine. The record attempt can continue. He's only got a minute, but it's seeming like an eternity for an awfully dizzy driver in that Caterham 7. The guy will be so disorientated, it's amazing he'll get the signal as to when the minute's up. But there you go. The minute is up. And now from Guinness World Records, we're going to find out exactly how many he has done in the time officially. And here comes Hein the Roux, our senior judge today.
What's the damage?
22. Well done.
22. Felt so much longer than a minute.
Yeah, I can tell you kept giving these desperate looks over at us.
Starting to feel a little bit dizzy in there, a little bit sick. Didn't really want to be sick in the helmet.
Towards the end it started looking a bit as if the tyres were going to give in, so
we started off on. I started off on the rev limiter in first gear, and you could probably hear it popping.
Yeah.
But then once it got a little bit of heating, once it started spinning, you could actually come right off and just feed the power and just feed the steering a little bit. And good lord, looks like we've left our mark on the tarmac anyway.
A lot 22, well done.
Thank you very much.
New world record officially.
So, congratulations to Hannah.
No, hang on a minute. I'm on a diet.
Nice one.
And now here's one for you. What colour was the very first Model T Ford? Was it A, black, B, red, or C, pink? Well, you've probably gone for A, but it's actually B. The first one was red. In fact, 6 colours were available until they realised it was easier to make them in black. That's it for this week, but join us next week on Settle the Score, when we'll be back down at the racetrack for another head-to-head. We'll be finding out if you can make a Frankenstein motor down at the scrapyard. And man and woman will be fighting it out in another battle of the sexes. And if you have any scores you'd like to see settled, then contact us through our website on www.menandmotors.co.uk.